Hello and welcome to the latest ATTA presentation. Today we'll be hearing from Carolina. Carolina represents Matetsi Victoria Falls with the team at Barone International, who are their representation agency here in Europe. So Carolina, over to you for some Matetsi magic.
Thank you very much, Chris, and great to be connected with this lovely image that you see in front of you, and hopefully inspiring a little bit in these strange days that we live in. So Matetsi Victoria Falls, in terms of location, it's in the southern part of the African continent, as you can see in this image. Zooming in, you would see the Victoria Falls area on the western side of Zimbabwe, neighboring with Zambia, Botswana, and the northern tip also of Namibia. So why traveling all the way here? So of course, the Victoria Falls, locally known as the smoke that thunders. It's magnificent UNESCO World Heritage, as many of you know, and classified as the largest waterfall in the world, so definitely worth visiting. Main international entry point is Victoria Falls Airport. And Victoria Falls town is where I have the mouse at the moment, and the little globe. So that's where the waterfalls is also. And most visited area, therefore it might be a little bit crowded over there. Now 40 minutes distance from this area through this road is Matetsi Victoria Falls. This is the main road that connects Victoria Falls to Botswana. It's a very good asphalt kind of road, and into this area is, as you can see, outside the Zambezi Public National Park. And all this orange area we have identified here in this presentation, so that you can see is where Matetsi magic starts. So it's a private concession. So it's 55,000 hectares, ready and exclusive for guests staying in the 18 suites and villa, canopied in the shade of massive riverside trees, as you can see in this picture. It's 15 kilometers riverfront overlooking the mighty river, and the fact that it is gifted by some river rapids, as you can see in this picture here, making any river traffic impossible, offer the sweetest mornings closely with nature. So this is the view from any of the rooms that you would have. All the rooms are facing, as you can see in this plan here. So you have the guest dining areas. It's two camps, the West Camp and the East Camp, also recreational area. And then the suites are all riverfront, as I mentioned, with great views of the river, starting from 110 meters squares, very comfortable. In each camp there is a family suite. You can see them here identified. And also we have the Star, the River House private villa, where I'm pointing out here. So there's plenty of accommodation option. Of course, the family suite is a 2-bedroom, so great for families. And the private villa, I will show you more information here. But this is a great image where you can see a little bit of that feeling about the privacy, as I mentioned before. So it's 2 camps, as I mentioned, of 8 river suites plus 1 family interconnecting suite, so 9 suites in each camp. And this is an example of the dining area on each of the camps. Some of our guests, perhaps they just feel they are in one lodge and they're actually only in one camp. So the feeling of the spread throughout the area with the rooms and the facilities overall is very, very well done. In terms of the style and design, materials are being locally sourced. Young female artists participated also in the design. All the suites are spacious and air-conditioned. As I mentioned before, starting from approximately 110 meters square, so it's a very, very generous size of suites, and that's why we call them suites. King-size beds can also be twinned if need be. There are iPads for, you know, to use in all of the rooms. You can see an image here of the bathroom in itself is massive and very inviting with the views of the river. Wi-Fi is in all rooms also available, and also in the main areas. And all the rooms would have your own private pool and deck. So long is 5 meters. It's fresh filtered water from the river. You can see this lovely setting here in front of the river also. So the River Lodge guests are looked after by a personal butler, and also have the option of booking a private safari vehicle if wished. These would be the private villa. So this is getting into more private than the privacy of Matetsi. So it's going a little bit further into exclusivity and accommodates up to 8 people. You can see the rooms here, second room, third room, there's 4 rooms, and then a kind of a communal area. You can see the great deck that you have there to use, with fantastic views of the Zambezi River again. So this is the ultimate private villa experience. So private chef, private butler, you have your own vehicle, guide, tracker, on swimming pool, as you can see, and indoor and outdoor dining. There's more also. So there is a guest kind of recreational area. So this includes this lovely and inviting 20-meter lap pool, flanking the river. There is also a fitness studio on the right-hand side. There is a massage area, also souvenir shop, and as a surprise, a cozy wine cellar with the owner's private and international collection. So it's truly a playground for wine lovers. And talking about love, the gastronomy. So Chef Shane Ellis, Zimbabwean original, and actually ex-Ingita, delights all the guests with the fresh and kind of evolving menus of international and local fine food. So there's option also for vegetarian options are available. So there's truly almost nothing that cannot be done with Chef Shane. So you can see the different settings, of course, as all kind of private concession safari. There's lots of flexibility in terms of the settings that the team can put forward for our guests. So from riverfront, bonfires, we also have bush dinners. You can see this lovely picnic arranged. So there's plenty of flexibility, again, as I said, considering that is a private concession. And then activities, also the fact that, again, exploring this private land by knowledgeable, conservation-minded guides, it's really, really a pleasure. Not only you have the usual safari activities that are included in the experience and of course in the rate, but also you have the walking safaris, the fishing, you have 9 game drives, canoeing, as you can see here. I actually did myself, and it's such an amazing, you know, although canoeing may seem not as extravagant as you think in terms of activity, but being on the Zambezi River and just feeling up with nature at its best is really actually one of my strongest memories that I have of Matetsi. So just to give you, you can see a little bit of, just to give you a little bit of the style of the vehicle. It's very much comfortable, it's a 9-seater, but the safaris would only go out with 6 people. And there's, you know, all the benefits that would in lies with again enjoying the private concession. And in addition to the playing game, we can see lions, we can see leopards, lots of elephants, hyenas. Some wild dogs were spotted too. So it's really a great, as you can see, great and complete experience overall with the product, with the safaris, with, you know, the gastronomy. So far this year we are having great offers, and you can see the signature kind of activity that we have for anybody staying 2 nights or more. It's a scheduled tour of the waterfalls, as you can see in this picture. And this is arranged by Matetsi, kind of completed by Matetsi with the guide and transportation, just to make sure that kind of the quality and the experience is on its best. There's also included on the experience high tea at the iconic Victoria Falls Hotel. And then you would retreat back into the natural environment of Matetsi. So it's a great way to, again, complete a whole round of what is there to see, to do, to experience in this area. Now, anybody staying 4 nights or more, this year we are including a scenic helicopter experience. So it's a one-way. Guests have the flexibility to choose if perhaps they want to, you know, do it from the falls to Matetsi, or the other way around, from Matetsi to Victoria Falls. Just to mention, this is perhaps a good idea if anybody wants to add a little bit extra in terms of the cost, and maybe do it as a transfer in, a transfer out from the airport. And it's a great way, having that wow factor of, you know, either arriving, seeing the waterfalls and heading into your private oasis and Matetsi, or doing it the other way around as a great and magnificent farewell after a great trip. So those are the options this year. Looking forward to 2021, we have already thought about kind of long stay offers, a little bit considering what, you know, what the world is heading, you know, kind of into at the moment. We really think Matetsi is a great retreat. So anybody staying 7 nights or more, we are offering only to pay for the 5 nights. And then of course we have a kind of a shorter kind of version. It's a 4-night stay, so 4 for 3. And the 4-night plus night helicopter experience, then that is also available still with for the new year. So that is what we are proposing for the new year. And here I wanted to show you also in brief, many agents ask me, what is the best time, you know, what is the recommended month, etc. So my answer is always depending on, you know, what the client is doing. And sometimes you can combine Matetsi, or you can combine Zimbabwe with other destinations like Botswana and, you know, the neighboring countries, even coming from Cape Town. So it really depends, but you can see as a brief, you know, the best time for game viewing, June till November. But then if you want to see spectacular views of the falls, for example, you know, perhaps coming into these months would be great. So it really depends. This is just kind of a guidance. The last time I was at Matetsi was in October, and it was fantastic game viewing. The falls were amazing. So, you know, as I say, it really depends. But this gives you kind of at a glance some guidance in case you wish to know. So as a summary of why Matetsi, you know, you have the river frontage, you have the private wildlife concession, the exclusive land, and all the activities and the variety of activities that you have which is related to the fact that it's a private land. Of course, the easy access to the Victoria Falls, and then retreating back. We have finer safari guides just to accompany every day. The legendary and well-known local hospitality, and then of course kind of heritage of Zimbabwe. The areas that are communal, that wine cellar, that is quite a surprise and kind of elevates the experience of the gastronomy at Matetsi, and the beautiful views of the Zambezi River. So these are some of the reasons, and I think I just wanted to kind of highlight them all after the presentation, just so that you have a little bit of just inspiration whenever you're thinking a place for your clients. So thank you everyone for your time and presence. I am there in my email address, and of course hotel reservations in Zimbabwe also open and available for any questions, any inquiries, any assistance that you may need. We are all here for you.
Wonderful, thank you. Fantastic presentation. Thank you, Carolina. Lovely to see a little bit of Matetsi and the majestic Victoria Falls. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you to everyone who's listening.
Thank you. Goodbye.